Yes, we've already seen a bunch of Pixel 9 leaks over the past couple of weeks, but we haven't seen a real-life device until maybe today. A site called RosetteKed has published what appears to be a series of images of the Pixel 9 Pro. For a quick refresher, the Pixel 9 Pro is expected to be a brand new model in the line, a model that sits size-wise between the Pixel 9 and the Pixel 9 Pro XL. In other words, this is going to be a more compact version of the Pixel 8 Pro. So this is the first time we're seeing this phone in a real-life image. Well, at least what we hope is a real-life image. Obviously, these types of images can be easily faked, but we've looked at these pretty closely and we tend to think that these might be legit. These leaked images include a photo of the Pixel 9 Pro next to what appears to be an iPhone 14 Pro Max. You can clearly see that the Pixel 9 Pro is smaller than the 14 Pro Max, but it doesn't appear to be about the same size as the iPhone 14. So it may be that the Pixel 9 Pro ends up being a little bit bigger than the iPhone 14 and 15, but not nearly as big as the iPhone 14 and 15 Pro Max. We also see the front of the display, which unfortunately is very cracked, and we see that next to the iPhone 14 Pro Max. As you can see, there are no surprises here. It looks like your typical Pixel display, but we also see the display turned on. Unfortunately, the phone doesn't boot, but it does get to the bootloader screen. And the bootloader screen gives us a little bit more information about the phone itself. At the top, you see Product Revision Cayman, which is a reference to the code name for the Pixel 9 Pro. We leaked this a long time ago, in fact, back in December 2022. So the fact that it's appearing on the bootloader screen here leads us to believe that this might be a legit early Pixel 9 Pro model. The bootloader screen also shows 16 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage. It also gives the manufacturers for those two components, which is Micron and Samsung respectively. Unfortunately, the bootloader display also shows that it is not able to be booted, which means that this is probably broken or maybe software locked by Google once it realized that this phone had leaked out. On the back of the phone, you can clearly see the new camera module, which matches up with the leaked designs we've seen from popular leaker OnLeaks. The module itself is definitely a lot different from the camera bar we've seen on previous Pixels with a new rounded shape. I think it looks pretty good, and it aligns a lot with the Material You theming you see in Android itself. This is no doubt a deliberate move by Google to make it so that the software of a Pixel phone and the hardware match up in design aesthetics. Most excitingly though, you can see that the camera module has a periscope telephoto zoom. We can't be for sure if this system is exactly the same as what's on the Pixel 8 Pro currently, but this does lend more credence to the fact that the system that is coming on the Pixel 9 Pro will be remarkably similar to what you get on the current Pixel 8 Pro. Once again, that means you're going to get Pixel 8 Pro power in a phone that is much smaller. Finally, we can see on the edges and top and bottom of the phone that there are very few surprises. We see the same button configuration that we've seen on Pixels for years. We see an mmWave module on the top, which is the same spot where you would see it on the Pixel 8 Pro. And then we have, of course, the USB-C port, SIM tray, and speaker grill on the bottom. Overall, we're inclined to believe that this is a legit Pixel 9 Pro. Google has a long history of having its phones leak very early, so it's not really surprising that we would see a phone of this caliber leak like this at this point in time. Usually though, what we'll see is a prototype model. This looks to be a retail-ready model considering it has the G logo on the back. Prototype models would not have this G logo and would instead have the prototype symbol that Google uses for this purpose. So that's the thing that's making me a little bit hesitant to say that this is definitely a Pixel 9 Pro legitimately. We probably would expect to see a prototype leak before we'd see this leak. However, Google does have that long history of lots of leaks coming out pretty fast, so maybe this is legit. What do you think though? Does this look like a real Pixel 9 Pro to you? And what do you think about it? Is it something that you're ready to buy? Are you excited about it? Be sure to jump into the comments and let us know.